Resuming, I ask everybody to take your seats. We have our Mayor Naheed Nenshi. He has come, so let's take our seats, and our Mayor is going to speak with us a little bit. Please, let's get seated. Thank you. Now we are honored to have our Mayor with us, and I've asked Pastor Edwin again to come and introduce the Mayor.
Kenya? Well, thank you so much. Again, I take this opportunity to welcome each one of you, and we really appreciate the time you have taken. And now it's my time to introduce our Mayor, the City of Calgary Mayor, His Worship the Mayor Nenshi, who is going to speak right now. Before I introduce him, I want to thank him so much for taking this opportunity to be with us. I know that we are not a big community in Calgary yet, but he recognized us and he came to appreciate our participation in the city. So we thank him so much and we appreciate the time that he has taken to be here. So we will go ahead and stand up now and invite His Worship the Mayor, the City of Calgary, Mayor Nenshi.
Tells you to stand up. Jambo Habaigani. Now, as many of you know, I am actually Tanzanian. But that is all the Swahili I know. That and Kuna Matata, I guess. My parents used to speak Swahili at home if they didn't want the kids to understand. And so they never taught it to us, which is too bad. But you know something, we're celebrating today the 50th anniversary of Kenyan independence. And I had to think about it, and I said, now, did that happen at the same time as Tanzanian independence, or before or after? Who knows the answer? 1951. So it's very confusing, actually, because the Tanzanians, typical Tanzanians, they had to do it twice. So 1961 first, so they were 2 years ahead, and then 64 for Zanzibar. This is good. 64 for Zanzibar, and the Union was in 74, I want to say. Does that sound right? Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask Wikipedia later. That's it for Trivial Pursuit for tonight. But listen, I'm absolutely thrilled to be with you tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't spend the whole evening with you tonight. I would have loved to have had some great Kenyan food, and I hear you're going to have a fashion show and dancing afterwards. All of it sounds great. My colleague, MLA Hehr, will be participating in the fashion show. Unfortunately, duty calls, and I know that Kenyans are very big on family, so my mom is in the hospital. Don't worry, she's fine. She just had some little surgery. But she's at the Peter Lougheed. I realized we were in Rundle, so my goal is to make it back to the hospital before visiting hours are over. Fingers crossed. But I wanted to at least spend a few minutes with all of you tonight to just say congratulations on the 50th anniversary of Kenyan independence. And it's really a time for us now to think about the progress that's been made at home in Kenya, in East Africa, in Africa as a whole, the continuing struggle that we have in our world against poverty, in particular against HIV and AIDS that have decimated our continent so much, but also a time to celebrate the triumphs of the human spirit and the triumphs of the African people. And I think also a time to celebrate the triumph of the Kenyan community right here in Calgary. Because I actually think that here in this city, we have a really tremendous opportunity and a tremendous responsibility. And that opportunity and responsibility is to serve as a beacon for the world, a beacon of hope and prosperity for the world. And this is what I mean by that. We figured something out here in our community, something that too many people in too many parts of this broken world have not figured out. A very, very simple truth that I believe is the core of the success of our community here. I believe the core of our success of our community is not that we have carbon atoms in the ground somewhere nearby, or that we have magnificent vistas or amazing climate. Scratch that last one. You knew about this when you came here, right? They're sold a bill of goods. No, I believe that simple truth is the core of our success, and that simple truth is just this: that somehow we figured out that we are all in it together. That our neighbor's pain is our pain, that our neighbor's success is our success, and that every single one of us has a power. No matter how young or how old, how rich or how poor, every single one of us has the power to make the community better. Every single one of us has that power in our own two hands. And I think that together, we have discovered that throughout the history of this place, particularly over the last 6 months. You know, it wasn't quite 6 months ago that we faced in this community what is the greatest natural disaster in Canadian history. It was funny because someone asked me recently, Mayor, somewhere deep down inside, are you a little bit disappointed with how well the city responded to the flooding? Which I thought was a very strange question. And I said, why would you ask such a thing? And they said, because are you worried that people will forget what a big deal it was? Because we managed to bounce back so well. I wasn't worried about that because I know that what we proved over the last 6 months is that every single one of us is capable of helping every single other one of us. And that's what makes this place so special. I want to tell you just a little story, if I may. I had the chance, almost 2 years ago now, to visit a school in downtown Calgary called Connaught School. It was their 100th anniversary. And Connaught School is named after the Duke of Connaught, the Governor-General of Canada 100 years ago, the son of Queen Victoria. And because that school is in downtown Calgary, it often serves as the first place for people who are new to this country to come. And I remember going to that school for the 100th anniversary, looking out at all those kids in the gym. There were 240 of them. They spoke they came from 61 different countries. They spoke 42 different languages at home. And I started to talk to some of those kids and some of their parents. And I heard really awful things about their families, about their lives, about where they had come from. I heard stories of war, of degradation, of poverty, of violence so horrific you can't imagine human beings doing that to one another, let alone anyone doing that in front of a child. The only thing these kids had in common is that they came to this country with absolutely nothing. The lucky ones had their parents, the unlucky ones didn't even have that. And it would have been really easy that day. It would have been really easy that day to feel despair for our world and for what human beings are capable of doing to one another. But that day I had a revelation that is sticking with me even today. For a moment, I had a moment of utter clarity, absolute truth. I knew something to be undeniably true. And I felt a great sense of hope. Because I realized that whatever these kids and their families had gone through, whatever wrath some vengeful God had visited upon them, they had one stroke of incredible luck. And that stroke of incredible luck was that they ended up here. They ended up in Canada, they ended up in Alberta, they ended up in Calgary, they ended up at Connaught School. They ended up in a community that cares about their success. They ended up in a community that was going to look after them if they stumbled. And at that moment I knew for sure that those kids were going to be just fine. That they were going to live like all of us can live right here, a great Canadian life. And to me, that's a promise to our community. And I want to say to all of you, as the Kenyan community is settling here, as we're starting to become successful, as the kids are going on to university, that we have a responsibility. And our responsibility is to look after those that come after. And to make sure that every single person who comes to this great place has that same chance to live that great Canadian life. And I hope that all of you tonight, all the fashion shows, that's going to be great, and the dancing, and the music, and the food, we'll also think a little bit about how we can recommit ourselves on this 50th anniversary of Kenyan independence to the great success of the Kenyan community back home, but also the great success of all of the community here in Canada. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that, of course, we lost this week not a great African leader, but a great leader for our times, a great leader for the world in Nelson Mandela, in Mandela. And I hope that all of us will think back on his example. His example of being able to knit together communities that were torn apart by generations of violence and factionalism, to build a new country together of peace and of prosperity. I'd like to think there was a little bit of Canada in that. And by the way, there was a little bit of Canada in that. As you know, our Premier was one of the people who was there helping write the first South African Constitution, post-democracy, which is modeled on the Canadian Constitution. And I think that we can all be extraordinarily proud of that, but also, as I say, recommit ourselves to making our community better. All right, that's a boring speech, I'm done. Sometimes I get maudlin on Saturday nights, thinking about what we have right there in our grasp of that great community. But together we've managed to build that great community. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. Congratulations on being here and on celebrating the 50th anniversary of Kenyan independence. Thank you to our colleagues from the consulate who have come and joined us today. The weather is always like this in winter. That's not true. Very uncommon. I swear it's very uncommon. And thank you all. And so let me try this then, if I can do it a little bit better. Kenya? Very well done. Thank you all.
Let's give him one more clap again. Before I come back to the day, we thank you so much for taking this time to be with us. And also we'll say a prayer to your mom. As you go, we will pray that she will be fine. And again, I know, as we say, it's a small community. We are a small community. But we have a responsibility, as you say.
Well, you know something? I forgot one thing. I forgot one, because I want to tell you the one place where I know that I always see members of the Kenyan Calgary community every single year. And I know you do lots and lots and lots of stuff in the community, but I want to say thank you for my colleagues at the City of Calgary, because I always know you have a huge team every spring out there cleaning up our rivers, our parks, and our pathways. It's even more amazing considering we Africans try not to go outside in the winter. So as soon as spring comes, you're out there. And I know that's just one example of the great things. So you keep saying it's a small community. Pick that, because it is a mighty community. A community that does great, great things here in Calgary. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you so much again, and we really appreciate this time. So from now, we'll excuse him. He's free to stay with us, but I know that it's more important to visit with his mom. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Edwin, and thank you, Mayor. We're really honored to have you with us today, and wish your mom well. Thank you. Now, we will go to, again, I remind parents, please make sure your children are with you, because we are going for a catwalk now. Catwalk. Jennifer, where are you?
I was going to say, we'll watch a couple seconds of the fashion show. We're actually in the way.
Music. Just a second. Music.
You
we're going to have some more music. Kenyan dancers coming on next with Kenyan traditional music. Okay, let's go.
Bye.
It's all yours. Give her a clap. And we are also greatly honored to have our member of local assembly, MLA for this area, Hehr. Ken, please come and speak with the Kenyans.
Wow, what a true honor and privilege to be here tonight. My name is Ken Hehr and I'm the MLA for Calgary-Buffalo. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've never been to Kenya before. But let me tell you something, being here tonight, I got a little bit of exposure to Kenya, a little exposure to Canada, and a little mixing of those cultures. That was something that really touched my heart. What an amazing evening. You know, I'm just going to be fully honest with you. I'm an Alberta Liberal. And there's a good thing about being an Alberta Liberal right now. We haven't been in power in 94 years. So if you're angry about something, you can't blame us. But also, looking back, I know it's the Republic of Kenya's 50th year of freedom, of independence, of celebration. And that's something to truly be commended. If you think about it, Canada really became its own nation in 1982, when we signed the Charter of Rights and Freedoms under a Liberal Prime Minister, Pierre Trudeau. So Kenya actually got free from the Brits before we did. So, you know, although the Brits, I think, treated us a little better than they treated you, I will admit that. But if you think about it, in that document, in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, there's a line called Section 11 that I think is the amazing thing that lets Canada, Alberta, and this city do so well. Section 15 says, "You shall not be discriminated on the basis of your race, your gender, your marital status, your sexual orientation, or whether you're physically disabled." And that line, in my view, has made all of the difference when it comes to how we see each other as Canadians and Albertans and citizens of Calgary. We recognize that regardless of where we come from, regardless of who we love, regardless of what we're doing as an occupation, we all have contributions to make. And the Mayor Nenshi was perfectly correct. Calgary is really one of those cities that gets it. People come from all over the world to come here to live, to work, to play together, and to care and share about our community. And that's what I got out of being here tonight. I sense that you care about your brothers and sisters in this room, you care about the future development in Calgary, Alberta, and you care about what happens in the world. You care about what happens back home. And that's an important lesson that I believe this community gets, and I'm hoping that more communities get it just like you do. Really an amazing time here tonight. I couldn't have more fun. I'm looking forward to coming back next year and taking part again. Great food, great fun. Take care, everyone. God bless.
Thank you so much, Kent. We are really honored, and thank you for those words of encouragement. I believe I pronounced it correctly. Boys or dancers from Nigeria. Now they're becoming busy, so it's All this celebration has been it was organized by the Kenya Calgary Association in Calgary. I'm going to invite the chairman of the Kenya Community Association in Calgary to take over with me.
And we even entertained the idea of canceling this event because at the last minute, we lost the hall. I remember coming in, and he had these few words from me. He said to me, he calls me President. President, don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And you know, and I can assure you, but even though I pulled over to give him that call, it brought hope. And I continued making calls. And I'm sure it was 119th call when I received a call from a lady by the name of Sabrina. And she's out there taking care of us, saying, you can have this hall if you want it. So thank you. They did a remarkable job. They gave us this venue, and that is why we are here. Thank you. I also have, and I work with, a wonderful treasurer in the name of Patricia Canada. Patricia, where are you? Somebody might have to carry her up. I'll just joke with her. She can take it. Well, she's always hiding. So Patricia Canada is our treasurer. And we also have Don Kiamba. And Don Kiamba, that's the guy. By the way, Don is going to Kenya in January. He's going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And he's raising funds for a school in Tanzania. And I want Don Kiamba to come back. So please, make sure we support him and we make sure that Don comes back, because if he doesn't come back, I will be losing one side of him. This is great. I also work with a wonderful group. Somebody I call King David. David Getiro. He's one of our directors. And I also have Joseph Kaunda, who was our MC today. And now, when it comes to food, right? You want to have the right person in there. And so I have Sam, Brother Sam, he makes sure that the food we eat, he's tested it and he's made sure that it's good for you. So that's Sam. I leave it unto him. So thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to say thank you also to our consulate. We work side by side with him. Our MLA from Buffalo, Ken, I salute you. Wonderful. And by the way, he will be part of us, and in our future events, he will be with us. But I also want to say thank you to friends who are here today, my own co-workers who are here. I say thank you to you, old friends, new friends, new Kenyans who arrived. You know, there's nothing that lifts my heart than to receive a text message that says, please add me into your email list. Or when is the next event? Can I come? There's nothing like that. But it is also important that I share this with you. I know the year is going to end. And we're going to have another new year. And we're going to have soon an election. And it's easy. It's easy to organize events. It's easy to bring people together. But you need committed people. People who will respond. And so my brothers, I want to leave you with a few words. And these words were spoken by Mahatma Gandhi when he said, Be the change that you wish to see in the world. When we call upon you, when we ask you to encourage or to respond to a belief in someone, please be that change. If you want to see somebody encouraged, do. But you can. Together, we can make it beautiful for God. And that was Mother Teresa. Martin Luther King said, by faith we began, by hope we continue, and by revelation we shall obtain the whole. My brothers and my sisters, I have just one last message for you. And I'm going to say it in a short story. I don't want to take away from today. I don't want to bring down the joy, because this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I don't want to take away from that. I don't want to deflate your joy. But it would be irresponsible for me not to say this. And so I'll just gather my mind and speak it out. Once a time, a gentleman was asleep. And as he slept, the wife shook him and said, honey, somebody has broken into the house. The gentleman continued to sleep. The second time, the wife shook him and said, honey, somebody has broken into the house. The gentleman continued to sleep. The third time, the wife shook him and said, honey, somebody has broken into this house. Sensing the fear and the trembling on the wife, the gentleman walked up, reached out underneath his bed, pulled out a rifle, pointing at the shadow by the door. He gave out a warning before he pulled the trigger and said, stranger, where thou standest, I'm about to shoot. Today I want to echo those very words by saying, brother, sister, where thou standest, I am about to shoot. Do not ask what Kenya Community Association can do for you. Don't ask what Calgary, City of Calgary will do for you. Do not ask what Kenya as a country can do for you, or Canada is able to do for you. But ask yourself, what else can I do to make a difference? What else can I do to bring some change? What else can I do to realize the objectives of our association? My brother, my sister, I believe that you can do it. I know that whatever we conceive with our heads and we believe with our hearts, together we can achieve it. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, sisters. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. God bless Canada. God bless Kenya. Thank you. My pleasure to welcome our consulate from BC, Honorary Consul-General Imbenzi. Thank you.
Fellow Kenyans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm delighted to be part of this celebration today. On November 16th, the Kenyan celebration began in Vancouver. On the 23rd, they went to Victoria, and on the 7th, they are here in Calgary. This wave continues to the eastern part of Canada, and eventually they will be in Nairobi. There is something unique happening in the Republic. I bring greetings from the government of Kenya, the Kenyan administration, and the Republic. There's one thing I want to be part of my bucket list. and I wanted to stand in Calgary on Kenya's 50th and celebrate Kenya's 50th anniversary. It was part of my bucket list, so when I leave here today, I'll be proud to have done that. The second thing I wanted to do in this community was to be around boys and girls who are 10, 6, 5, and cut that cake with them, because 100 years, 50 years from today, they will celebrate 100 years of Kenya's independence. Chances are you and I will be long gone by then, but they will carry the Kenyan dream. Somebody asked me a little while ago, what keeps President Uhuru Kenyatta up at night? And they expected me to say, it's called at ICC. I did not say that. Ladies and gentlemen, what keeps our president up at night is not the trial that is starting for him next year in February. What keeps our Kenyan president up at night is healthcare, is economy, and is education for the young Kenyans back home. These are the things that are driving His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta and Vice President, Deputy President William Ruto. They have said very clearly that ICC is a personal matter, but the duty that Kenyans have called them to, they must rise up to that and fulfill. And so every day, their commitment remains the health care of Kenyan people, the education of Kenyans, and the economy of Kenyans. If you've read of lately, out of the 20.7 million Kenyans eligible to work, 15.7 are unemployed. It's a big task for a president and deputy president to carry. Therefore, that's where you and I come in. The administration continues to encourage us to reach out to fellow Kenyans and encourage you where you are to always remember home. I am privileged to have lived in Canada for 30 years, and maybe you've been here longer than I have, but let's not forget where we came from. Distance does not alter the traditional culture of the people, and we saw that vividly today when we sang the Kenyan song, the Luya songs, the Kikuyu songs. So as I look before you today, if you're from Moyale or Waitokto, Bungoma or Mombasa, we have a single drive to always continue to build Kenya. Parents that are here today, President Uhuru Kenyatta 3 weeks ago made a statement, and I think it passed over a lot of people without thinking. He encouraged all the young people in the diaspora, and this is to parents, I need you to listen to this. Young Kenyans, born of Kenyan parents who are living in Calgary, Canada, anywhere, can now be eligible to apply for all government contracts. The government of Kenya has set aside 30% of all the government contracts to go to young people under the age of 30. This includes all the young people in the diaspora. So as I look before me today, I see a lot of young people in university, or you finish university, you are under the age of 30. Please log on to the Public Service Commission and see what is available. If you see a contract that you feel you can respond to and you don't know how to, call my office. I come from a background in policy. My doctorate work is in administration. So we will help you respond to some of these contracts. As a Kenyan-born Canadian, I believe you bring a lot to Kenya. Your skills, your expertise will help the country of Kenya grow. So again, parents who have got young people under the age of 30, I want to encourage you. Tell your young people to respond to the Kenyan contracts that the government of Kenya is posting starting January 1, 2014. I want to encourage you to get your passports. Dual citizenship has become a norm in Kenya. You shouldn't pay for a visa when you visit your home country. Call our office and we'll facilitate all these services for you. Promise has done me only 2 minutes. I've gone longer, so I want to say thank you very much. God bless you. And if there's anything we can do, my work takes me to Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. We've got a team of governors coming in March, and they'll be in Calgary, and we'll make a point of inviting you to participate in the 2 days when the governors are here in Calgary. God bless you.
Cake celebrating Kenya's 50th birthday, and for that I'm going to call Rose Titiro to take us through that. Thank you.
Thank you. Abadi, anybody ready for cake? Can I be a woo? Woo? Okay. So we're just going to call a few people. The High Commissioner, if you can join us in coming to the front to cut the cake. Mr. Mugo just turned 50, so Mugo, if you can. And we need the help of our lovely Judy Sutton. Come forward, please. All right. All the children, come forward. Really close to the cake. Alright, just sit down here for me. Thank you. Sit down, please. Alright, DJ, are you ready? Where is Mr. Mugo? Hurry up, please, with Mudani. We'll cut the cake in a second, please. Alright. Thank you very much. Awesome, awesome. Alright, Mr. DJ. Be ready. I'm going to ask you to lead us in singing Happy Birthday, Kenya. Because Kenya is turning 50. Alright. Everybody ready? Yeah, it's gonna help us, all of you. Thank you so much. So as we get ready to sing the Happy Birthday Kenya, I'm gonna have Judy say something to us.
I don't know what to say. Anyway, on behalf of everyone, thank you so much. Everyone that organized this event. In 1999, and I remember Mugo, Shande, Leitani, Moses, and we held the first Kenyan Independence Day in 1999. We held it in two weeks. We met in a house, and there was only like 50 Kenyans. I'm sorry to say this, I think the first Kenyan party, Independence Day, there was more Kenyan white people than black. But I'm happy to see this, and thank you so much for everybody who helped organize this. It's not easy, it's not. It can be a pain. So thank you very much. And let's have fun. Life is short, God bless you. Let's have fun. Thank you.
I just want to wish our country a very happy 50th birthday. Some of us that know what it is to be 50 and above. So we wish you, all of you, just a fun-filled evening. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
yangu tu wananchi. And I say that I'm very, very happy to stand here this day, today, when Kenya got its own independence. Some of you might also be interested to know that 50 days ago, when Kenya got independence, I was also standing in this soil you call Canada, some place in British Columbia. And I stood here also on that day in presence like we did today on the mayor of Calgary. And I stood in presence of also the mayor of Nelson, British Columbia, celebrating Kenya's independence. So this is another kind of a birthday for me and a birthday for Kenya, and be very, very happy to have participated on that day as I participate today on this soil. And thank you very much for listening. And happy birthday, Kenya. Celebrate with us. Thank you.
Quick announcement. An email has been sent out that on the 14th there's going to be an engagement party for Mameni and Renee. An email has been sent out from the office, and you'll be receiving it if you have not. But thank you so much. It's been amazing to have all of you here. Now it's music time.
I think it's a moving picture, Basi.